I remember the day I proudly unboxed my first premium turntable, hooked it up to my pricey Sonos setup, and heard absolutely nothing. I was tangled in cords, needing a bulky amp and expensive adapters just to get a single note playing. Finding a turntable that actually talks to a modern smart speaker system without sacrificing analog warmth is a massive headache. You either lose audio quality or lose your mind setting it up. In this video, I'll reveal the 7 best turntables for Sonos that fix this exact nightmare. But our top pick might surprise you. 7. Dual CS529. When I first laid hands on the Dual CS529, I was immediately drawn to its classic aesthetic, especially the walnut veneer option. Dual has a long history of making reliable turntables, and this fully automatic belt drive model aims to blend that heritage with modern convenience. It comes pre-fitted with an Ortofon 2M red cartridge, which is a highly respected stylus in the audiophile community. Dropping the needle on a classic rock record, I found the sound reproduction to be incredibly warm and inviting, showcasing exactly why people love the Ortofon needle. However, the modern conveniences are where the cracks begin to show during everyday use. The turntable features built-in Bluetooth and a smartphone app for remote control, which sounds great on paper until you actually try to integrate it with a smart ecosystem like Sonos. Connecting it via Bluetooth to a Sonos Era 100 resulted in a frustratingly laggy experience, with occasional dropouts that ruined the immersive vinyl listening session. The app integration also felt quite gimmicky, offering remote start and stop features that honestly take away from the tactile joy of playing a record. Physically, despite the nice veneer, some of the components leave a lot to be desired for the price point. The plastic buttons and lightweight tone arm housing feel surprisingly cheap, lacking the premium heft you would expect when spending this much money on audio equipment. When you combine the slightly plasticky build with the finicky wireless connection, you are left wishing they had just focused entirely on the analog components. It is a turntable that tries to do too many things at once and ends up compromising on the execution. 6. Fluance RT81 Plus Elite. Fluance has built a reputation for offering exceptional value, and this deck certainly looks the part of a high-end audio centerpiece. It features an upgraded Audio-Technica VM95E cartridge and an acrylic mat, which are fantastic inclusions for maximizing audio fidelity. When I tested it with some bass-heavy jazz tracks, the isolation provided by the heavy bass and the upgraded mat resulted in a beautifully clean, resonance-free sound. The problem, however, arises the moment you try to bring this beautiful analog machine into the modern wireless world of Sonos. The RT81 Plus Elite is a strictly traditional turntable, meaning it completely lacks any built-in Bluetooth or Wi-Fi streaming capabilities. To connect it to my Sonos network, I was forced to use the turntable's built-in phono preamp and string a long RCA cable across my credenza into the line-in port of Sonos Five. This completely ruins the minimalist, wireless aesthetic that most Sonos users are striving to achieve in their living spaces. Furthermore, while testing the integrated preamp, I found it to be disappointingly weak compared to standalone units. I constantly had to crank the volume on my Sonos app much higher than usual just to reach a comfortable listening level, which introduced a faint but noticeable background hiss during quieter acoustic tracks. It is incredibly frustrating to have a beautifully constructed turntable paired with an internal preamp that artificially bottlenecks your sound system's potential, forcing you to either accept the hiss or buy an external preamp. While the Fluance RT81 Plus Elite is undeniably a gorgeous piece of machinery that will please pure analog purists, it is simply not optimized for a smart ecosystem. It demands physical space, extra wires, and potentially additional hardware to work properly with Sonos. 5. JBL Spinner BT. Unboxing this deck, the bold design instantly grabs your attention, especially the striking black and orange or gold color schemes that give it a fun, contemporary vibe. It features an aluminum platter and a solid MDF plinth that dampens vibrations surprisingly well. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, it looks like a piece of modern art sitting next to a sleek smart speaker, instantly elevating the look of the room. The real star of the show here is the inclusion of Bluetooth aptX HD, which radically changed my testing experience compared to the earlier models. Pairing this turntable to a Bluetooth-enabled Sonos Era 300 was a breeze, and the aptX HD codec ensured that the wireless audio transmission retained a high level of detail and dynamic range. I was genuinely impressed by how stable the connection was. I could walk around the house, and the music streamed flawlessly without a single stutter or dropout. Sonically, the JBL Spinner BT is equipped with a high-quality Audio-Technica magnetic cartridge that comes pre-installed and aligned, making setup incredibly painless. When listening to complex orchestral arrangements, the sound was punchy, vibrant, and surprisingly expansive for a wireless stream. The built-in phono stage is also significantly more robust here, meaning that whether you choose to use the wireless connection or run a cable to a Sonos port, you get a strong, clear signal that doesn't require maxing out your speaker volume. This turntable represents a massive step in the right direction for Sonos users who want convenience without entirely sacrificing audio quality. It bridges the gap between classic vinyl tactile feedback and modern wireless infrastructure flawlessly. While it still relies on Bluetooth rather than a direct Wi-Fi network connection, the implementation is so good that it completely erased the frustrations I had with the previous models, making it a highly recommended mid-tier option. 4. Audio-Technica AT-LP70XBT. Right out of the box, the sleek, low-profile chassis feels sophisticated and unassuming, fitting perfectly into any home decor without drawing unnecessary attention to itself. What makes this turntable so special is its fully automatic belt drive operation. You simply place your record on the platter, press the start button, and watch as the tone arm gracefully lifts and positions itself perfectly on the first groove, completely eliminating the anxiety of manually dropping the needle. The integration with Sonos speakers via Bluetooth is where this deck truly shines, thanks to its support for the aptX adaptive audio codec. During my testing, syncing it to my Sonos Roam and Era 100 was instantaneous. The aptX adaptive technology intuitively adjusts the bitrate to ensure a rock-solid connection while maximizing audio fidelity. I spent hours streaming records from my office to the living room speakers, and the audio remained crystal clear, retaining the warm, analog charm that makes vinyl so special. Audio-Technica has equipped this model with their versatile AT-VM95C integral dual moving magnet phono cartridge. While the stock conical stylus sounds fantastic, delivering rich mids and tight bass, the real beauty is that it is part of the VM95 series. This means you can easily upgrade the stylus later on without having to replace the entire cartridge or realign the tone arm. It provides an incredible upgrade path for users as their ear for high-fidelity audio develops over time. For anyone who wants to enjoy their record collection through their Sonos system with zero friction, the AT-LP70XBT is a home run. The built-in switchable phono preamp offers great wired performance if you ever decide to go that route, but the wireless experience is so refined that you likely won't need to. 3. Victrola Stream Onyx. Unboxing the Onyx, you are immediately struck by its heavy, industrial design. The matte black finish, the sturdy metal platter, and the custom-designed tone arm give it a premium, commanding presence. There are no finicky Bluetooth pairing buttons here. This turntable is designed from the ground up to communicate directly with your Sonos network over Wi-Fi, completely bypassing the need for a physical line-in or a Sonos port. Setting it up was an absolute revelation. Using the Victrola app, I had the turntable connected to my home Wi-Fi and recognized by my Sonos app in less than 2 minutes. Because it streams over Wi-Fi rather than Bluetooth, the audio is transmitted losslessly, dropping the needle on a pristine pressing. The music flowed out of my Sonos Arc soundbar with breathtaking clarity and zero compression artifacts. The soundstage was noticeably wider, and the separation of instruments was infinitely better than any Bluetooth connection could ever hope to achieve. One of my favorite tactile features of the Onyx is the illuminated control knob located right on the plinth of the turntable. This isn't just a volume knob for an internal preamp. It actually controls the volume of your group Sonos speakers directly over the network. It is incredibly satisfying to drop the needle and just reach over to the turntable to turn up the volume in the kitchen and the living room simultaneously. The included Audio-Technica AT-LP70XBT cartridge handles the grooves beautifully, ensuring a rich, detailed sound signature. The Victrola Stream Onyx is a masterclass in smart home integration. It completely eliminates the messy wires, the laggy Bluetooth dropouts, and the need for expensive intermediary streaming boxes. For a surprisingly reasonable price, it gives you direct, lossless access to your entire Sonos ecosystem. 2. Victrola Stream Carbon. The moment you take it out of the packaging, the build quality hits you. The plinth features a stunning brushed silver aluminum front panel, and the tone arm is crafted from lightweight, ultra-rigid carbon fiber. This material upgrade isn't just for show. The carbon fiber significantly reduces resonance and tracking errors. When I tested it, the tone arm glided across the records with surgical precision, extracting every last ounce of musical data from the grooves. The most significant upgrade on the carbon, however, is the inclusion of the Ortofon 2M Red cartridge. This is a legendary stylus, and pairing it with lossless Wi-Fi streaming to a Sonos system produces jaw-dropping results. Listening to acoustic tracks, I could hear the subtle sliding of fingers across guitar strings and the intake of the vocalist's breath, details that are often lost in lesser setups. The 2M Red delivers an expansive, dynamic, and crystal-clear audio profile that truly justifies the premium label. Just like the Onyx, the integration with the Sonos app is flawless and deeply satisfying. The turntable appears natively in your Sonos ecosystem, allowing you to group rooms, adjust volumes, and cast your vinyl to every corner of your house with a simple tap on your phone. During my testing, I had the carbon streaming a jazz record to 5 different Sonos speakers across 2 floors simultaneously, and there wasn't a single millisecond of latency or audio degradation. The Wi-Fi connection is remarkably robust. While the Victrola Stream Carbon asks for a higher financial investment, it rewards you with an uncompromising listening experience. It perfectly bridges the gap between serious analog fidelity and the ultimate convenience of modern multi-room audio. 1. Victrola Stream Sapphire. Unboxing this flagship model felt less like unpacking electronics and more like revealing a piece of luxury furniture. The low-resonance MDF plinth is wrapped in a gorgeous, real walnut wood veneer that looks breathtaking from every angle. Every single component has been meticulously engineered for perfection, from a noiseless, brushless DC motor that guarantees flawless speed consistency to the adjustable height aluminum feet that isolate the deck from any environmental vibrations. The Sapphire features a custom carbon fiber tone arm tipped with a magnificent Ortofon 2M Blue cartridge, which features a nude elliptical stylus. Testing this cartridge was a revelatory experience. The 2M Blue tracks with such incredible detail and clarity that I found myself revisiting albums I've heard 100 times just to discover new layers of instrumentation I had previously missed. The fact that this incredibly nuanced analog signal is then converted into 24-bit/48 kHz lossless FLAC and streamed natively over Wi-Fi to my Sonos speakers is nothing short of technological witchcraft. What makes the Sapphire the ultimate king of this list is its unrivaled connectivity. While it maintains the flawless native Works with Sonos certification, it also introduces UPnP and Rune-ready support, making it the most versatile network turntable on the planet. I could effortlessly cast my records not just to my Sonos network, but to any high-res streaming receiver in the house using the illuminated control knob. The sheer power and flexibility housed inside this beautifully crafted wooden base is staggering. The Victrola Stream Sapphire is, without a doubt, the best turntable you can buy for a Sonos system today. It refuses to compromise on any front, delivering elite-level analog components, breathtaking aesthetic design, and the most advanced, frictionless wireless streaming technology available.